Ник хоёр. Болж байна. It's your second marriage?
My second marriage. How dare you? How dare you?
Me personally, I want to get married, but
I think maybe your face is a problem too.
yeah.
This is the first time I had food in Mongolia that wasn't meat. All right. Oh!
How does American culture influence Canadian culture?
I think American culture influences everybody, unfortunately.
Except North Korea.
Well, I think even North Korea. Apparently Kim Jong-un loves his American movies. This is Newfoundland and Labrador. That's our Mongolian friend. Zolo.
Do you plan to have kids?
It's none of your damn business, Zolo. What kind of show is this?
Come on in, Brian.
All right.
Your head low.
All right.
Welcome to Gear. Please close the door.
Okay. Well, thank you.
So this is Mongolian Gear. Have you been into Mongolian Gear?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on Mongolian Gear.
Okay.
So we always walk clockwise.
All right.
And we don't walk between those two arcs.
All right.
And that part is the part for guests, so please take a seat over there.
Okay, thank you.
Ah, it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's really cold outside. It's not in here. It's really nice in here. It's toasty. Reminds me of my grandmother's house, the wood stove. Sit here? Yeah, please. Okay, thank you.
Welcome to Gear Talk. I'm your host Zolo, and today's guest is Mr. Brian Aylward. And Mr. Brian Aylward won in 2016 the Best Comedian of Canada. He has 14 years of experience as a comedian. He did almost 3,000 shows, and just recently he just shot his special Big in Asia in Mongolia at UB Comedy Club. Hello, Mr. Brian.
Hey man, nice to see you, Zolo. Senbano, everybody. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure, and let me pour you some Mongolian milk tea.
All right, great. I feel underdressed. You look good.
Thank you.
Had to wear layers, it's cold. Oh, thank
Please.
you. All right. So what is this?
Oh, this is a traditional Mongolian milk tea. It's with salt, with a black tea. Have a
Okay.
sip.
All right.
It's really good for
Yeah.
the cold winter. So, just in the introduction, I would like to ask which pronoun you used to call you
We can just go with him.
with him.
Yes, him or he.
Okay, so you shot your special here in Mongolia.
Yes.
Please tell why Mongolia?
Well, this is my second time in Mongolia. I came here earlier this year in February. I just love it. I'm fascinated with this country, the people, the hospitality was amazing. UB Comedy Club was the nicest venue. I think I've played like 21 countries now in Asia, and it's the nicest venue I've ever seen. And I just, wanted to come back. So here we are.
Yeah, you know, you love Mongolia, and
I do.
as you might know, a horse is a symbol of Mongolia.
Yes.
You know, the Mongolian warriors in 13th century, they used to ride horses, and we love horses, and also we think they are delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mongolia is badass.
And symbol of Canada is a beaver.
Yeah, it's not as cool. It's not as cool. You can't ride a beaver.
So you stem from Newfoundland, which I pronounced Newfoundland. So why do you pronounce it Newfoundland?
I don't know why, Zolo. I have no idea why. Just pronunciation, just accent. See, this is Newfoundland and Labrador. People from Labrador watching will be upset if we don't mention Labrador.
So I read about the history of Canada.
Yes.
And Canada is a country of immigrants. 1 in 5 Canadians is an immigrant. And also Newfoundland. In 19th century, the Irish, after Irish famine, the Scots and the English would immigrate to Newfoundland. So could you tell about your roots in Canada?
Well, that's basically it, I think. My roots go back to Ireland. My father traced our family tree back years ago, I think like to Waterford, Cork area in Ireland. And I think you know more than me. I didn't know I had to study for this talk show, Zolo. I didn't know. Yeah, after the potato famine, a lot of Irish people came to Newfoundland and settled, also the Scottish and English, and they found their potatoes. Now they're happy.
Especially when I look, you know, at your face, at your head, I see Ireland, a big potato.
Wow. Wow, so rude. I just see a big Mongolian Polish face in front of me. That's what I see.
I used to say that because I grew up in Poland, I'm a banana.
Right.
Because, you know, I'm white inside and yellow
Yes.
outside.
Am I your biggest headed guest yet?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
And you have almost 14 years of experience as a comedian.
Yes, 14 years last week.
And Canada is known as a country for many people where they would have second chance to start living. And your second chance was to go to live in Asia,
Yeah.
work as an English teacher.
Yeah, kind of.
So how did you decide to move from Canada to Asia? Because it's a big thing.
Yeah, graduated university with a degree in community studies, which is absolutely useless. And they were hiring English teachers in Asia at the time, a lot of English teachers, and I thought it would be something to do, and all you needed was a university degree, which I had. Yeah, I just decided to try something different, and I ended up in South Korea.
And your beginning of a stand-up started with a bet. Tell us about that.
Yeah, with an ex-girlfriend of mine. She used to smoke cigarettes, and I didn't smoke. And we made a bet if she quit smoking for 1 month, then I would have to try stand-up. Because I always wanted to do stand-up, but I just never had the nerve. I was always too scared. And so anyway, she quit for a month, and I did it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow. So when was your defining moment when you decided I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian?
Well, I started November 11th, 2005. 5 years later, I quit my job teaching and became full-time. So yeah, I decided to go for it, move back to Toronto and just go for it. So 5 years in.
5 years in when you became a pro. And tell me, because being a comedian myself, I know it's a lonely road, it's lots of hardship, rejection,
Yes.
and how it is to be a comedian in Canada.
I think real comedians don't have a choice. It's a compulsion, especially in the beginning, you do so poorly. Like my show, I would have a bad show and then do another bad show and another bad show, but I kept coming back. So I'm a sucker for punishment, I guess. Yeah.
So, are these Chinese acrobats going to work? Like, what is this? But my favorite part was the old lady on the back of the bike just knitting.
And I remember you were saying that there was a big issue with Sirius FM in Canada with comedians not being paid royalties. Could you tell more about that?
Yeah, I don't know the whole situation. Sirius XM, yeah, they had situations where they had bought, they had taped different galas and festivals from years ago, and they would use those sets. And it ended up being like people like Jeff Foxworthy and all these, rich type comedians. And a lot of Canadian comedians weren't getting their airplay, and a lot of comedians really depend on that money. But they've changed since. They've definitely, because there was a lot of backlash by the comedy community, and now they're helping Canadian comedians a lot. Shout out to Sirius XM.
You said your favorite comedian is Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah, I told you that, yeah. I mean, I like watching lots of people, but Patrice is, nobody makes me laugh like he did, for sure.
What's so unique for you about Patrice O'Neill?
I just think his honesty is just amazing, and he's just funny, man. Even Opie and Anthony, I don't know if you know about Opie and Anthony. There's hours and hours of him on there just being hilarious, and it's just like throwaway material for him. He's effortless.
And you said you do 200 shows every year.
Yeah, I average about that.
So what's your, I would say, relationship status?
What, with my wife? Yeah,
Yes.
I have a wife, I'm married. Yeah, she's very supportive, she understands. She comes to a lot of my shows, comes on tour with me whenever she can. She's a teacher, so she has, her summers off and lots of other vacations, and she's very supportive. I'm very lucky.
It's your second marriage?
My second marriage, how dare you? How dare you? But my favorite marriage. She's my favorite, guys. My favorite marriage. Just I'm lucky she gets it. She's very funny herself too, and she knows how much of an idiot I am. I can't help myself, so she knows what she signed up for. We've been together 5 years, and it's been awesome.
Wow, because me personally, I want to get married, but in my late 30s, because I think I'm too immature to get married.
And I think maybe your face is a problem too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially here. I had a pimple here, and it was like a orphan, in the whole of my face.
Your face, that's all right. You can
Yeah.
get makeup. You can put a little makeup on it.
Yeah,
I'll find a woman with a pimple on the other side.
that's the perfect.
Balance.
That's the perfect solution.
Yeah.
So I know you have tattoos. So how many tattoos do you have?
4.
4.
Yeah, how do you know this?
I know you have a
creepy.
tattoo of Newfoundland with the Irish flag.
Yeah, I have a tattoo of the island, yeah, on my arm. And,
What's the Chinese sign you have here?
I have a Chinese sign for truth, and it does say truth. I've checked it out, I've researched it, made sure it didn't say anything stupid like bird or horse.
So why did you decide to put the truth as a tattoo?
I'd been drinking, and it was in Thailand, maybe 10 years ago. It was kind of cheesy, but I like it. It was that was when I first kind of moved to Asia, and I kind of lived my truth, man. I was I was back home, I wasn't happy. I was just kind of doing what you're supposed to do, go to university, get a job, save up for your house, all that bullshit. And it wasn't me. I wasn't happy. And when I moved to Asia, I was free, and I just became the person I think I'm supposed to be. And that's my truth, so that's what I'm following.
You come from Newfoundland, Canada, where the climate is cold as Mongolia, and now you live in Thailand, which is wet, warm, sun, beaches.
Yeah.
So you are a warm guy, I guess.
Yeah, I am now. I'm converted. That's why I'm wearing layers today. It's like Labrador. I'm sure this is what today feels like Labrador. It's minus 29 outside. Yeah, I've been, my wife and I, Holly, have been in Thailand for 4 years, so we're spoiled now. We're never going home.
So when you came to Mongolia, you felt like in Canada at home?
Yeah, it was kind of a nice break because I know I'm going back to Thailand tomorrow. So it's good for 4 days.
So tell me, like, how do you feel about the filming of your special at UB Comedy?
Well, you know, you were there, you hosted. We did 2 nights. The first night was horrible. It was so stressful. It just didn't go the way we wanted it. And then we had one more chance. And last night, I mean, you were there. It was awesome. I couldn't believe it. It worked out. The crowd was great. I love that club. I'm really happy with how it went. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
I loved when you mentioned the filming of Richard Pryor's special live on Sunset. Because you said that on the first day he totally bombed, right?
Yeah, I'm certainly not comparing myself to him, but yeah, it kind of inspired me. I realized that recently on a documentary that was done about him. I forget the name now. Yeah, he did live on Sunset Strip the first night. He just didn't have it. He walked off stage, said I'm sorry, and he just left after like 20 minutes. People were booing. I mean, it was horrible. And then the next night he came back, and it's one of the greatest specials of all time. So, you know, like I said, I'm not comparing myself to him, but I was like, okay, it's possible that we can turn this around. And by the way, we're getting my special Big in Asia translated into Mongolian. So for the Mongolian fans, they can watch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great news.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, it's kind of an ode to Mongolia. They were nice enough. I mean, the hospitality's been amazing. I love it here. So I want to give back to the, you know, Mongolian people.
Canada is a country, a very peaceful country, and Canada helps when there's a war going on in the world and many people move into Canada. And Mongolians, we are very warrior-like.
Yeah.
But we can't be a superpower right now.
Right now.
Yeah, we're waiting. And you know
waiting for the horses to get bigger.
Yes, Albert Einstein, he had a wording that after World War III, the people would fight again with stick and stones. So I'm waiting until that moment because we will be able to conquer the world again.
Well, listen, that's one of the reasons I'm here. My wife and I were looking at places. This might be our new place in this year. It's the least populated country in the world. So I think when World War III pops off, this is the place to be, Mongolia.
You're always welcome to
I'm coming back. I'm living in the mountains. I already got it planned out. Holly's ready.
I wanted to talk about the best kind of tour because you did 10-week long tour along Canada.
Yeah.
And Canada is the second biggest country in the world. So tell me, when did you started to think about the idea of doing best kind of tour?
Yeah, best kind comedy tour. Shout out to the boys. What are you at, boys? Yeah, we just, I met up with a couple of younger comics from my hometown, Colin Hollett and Mike Lynch, and we started doing kind of smaller tours in provinces in Newfoundland and Alberta, and then we decided why not try to take it across country. And then we got a tour manager, Brent McNamara, who's amazing, Brent Mac Events, and yeah, Canada is it's a beast, the tour. We did over 15,000 kilometers in the car in 9 weeks.
15,000 kilometers?
Yeah, in 9 weeks, so it was a lot. That was first year, and this year we did a little less because we flew from Toronto to Calgary, but we're definitely doing 10,000 kilometers in the car, so it's a lot to go. But we're so lucky, a lot of people come out, especially Newfoundlanders come out in all the different places. It's like what you guys have with UB, you travel around the world, Mongolians come out, we kind of have that. A lot of Newfoundlanders come out, they're all over Canada, and the support's been amazing, and we're doing another one next year, number 3, so awesome.
Wow, so what was the biggest show of the best kind of tour?
First year we did an arena just outside my hometown, 2,000 people. Yeah, that was amazing. This year we did a convention center in St. John's in the capital city, 1,400. So those are the biggest shows. And, you know, we had shows from like 600, 500, 300, all over. But almost all the shows were sold out, mostly theaters across the country, a few comedy clubs. Yeah, we're so grateful. It's been amazing. We're blown away by the support.
I want to ask you, what would be your best advice for new aspiring comedians?
Don't quit. Don't quit and write. Write as much as you can and don't quit. Half the battle is not quitting. Because you never know. You could be, you know, you could be horrible year 2, and then you could be amazing by year 9 if you just dedicate yourself. And be nice to everybody you meet, because you actually meet them over and over again. The comedy community, even worldwide, is actually kind of small. There's only really a few thousand of us in the world. So be nice to people you meet, because you're going to see them again. And nobody hates that person. Someone who's nice and works hard, that person usually does well.
Yeah, I really appreciated when you did your workshop for us.
Thank you.
When you came for first time, and it was a great workshop. And many comedians they actually took the lessons and advices you gave and implemented it.
I've only done that a few times. I normally don't like doing it. Like I don't really tell people how to do comedy because you can't. I just kind of just share my supposed wisdom with everybody, and everybody was great at that workshop. They had great questions and they were very engaged. Yeah, I was happy to do it.
We Mongolians, we enjoy stories, and I noticed that you are a comedian who tells stories, and within stories there are jokes. So, did you start with stories, or were you a one-liner comedian?
I wasn't a one-liner, but I started with just shitty jokes. I started with bad jokes, man. I just graduated into storytelling. Like where I come from in Newfoundland, Labrador, storytelling is part of life. It's part of everyday life, and all my friends tell good stories. My brothers, like it's just what we do, and I just graduated to that eventually. It's not easy, to start telling stories. You got to get used to the silence, but I'm in year 14 now, so I started telling stories maybe year 8. Good stories before they were kind of just bad stories or just kind of shitty jokes, but so I've been doing stories now for about 5 years.
So welcome back, and Brian, I would like to introduce you to some of the Mongolian food specialties.
All right, let's do it.
But would you like some more tea?
Sure, yeah, delicious.
So what's the beverage in Newfoundland?
Rum.
Rum?
Yeah. Screech, we call it Screech, Newfoundland Screech.
Newfoundland Screech?
All right. That's nice.
So what you see here is a clotted cream.
Okay.
And we have a dried curd.
Okay.
It's called arroz. And this is hatmak, and it's made from fried clotted cream, flour, and sugar and raisins.
Okay.
It's really delicious. And this is a homemade bread called bortsuk. I take a bortsuk and I put on it clotted cream.
Okay. I'll do the same. This is the first time I had food in Mongolia that wasn't meat. Yeah, it's the first time. All right.
You know what's special about Mongol?
Oh, no.
It really
It's
scared
delicious.
me. What I wanted to say about Mongolian diet, it's all based on geography and the climate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we are nomads, we are herders of animals. Our main diet is based meat and dairy. We don't eat too much vegetables.
No, I noticed that. There can't be many vegetarians in Mongolia, are there?
I think there are some. I have few friends who are vegetarians, and
They live in the city, but they're too weak to survive in the country.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
We Mongols believe that when animal eats a grass and herb, and we eat that animal,
That you eat the grass?
we get the nutrition.
Yeah, I heard a saying that meat is for men and grass is for animals. That's a Mongolian saying, or no? Am I making that up?
Maybe I'm not sure. So I would like you
This
to
is good.
try maybe hatmak.
Okay.
It's this guy.
The bread is delicious. What do you want me to try? This?
Yeah.
The curd or this?
It's hard.
Okay. Like how do I just eat it like this? No? Okay.
Actually, this is called Tseegii.
Okay. Enkhee? Yeah, it's good. I like that.
This is arroz. You want to go for it?
Sure.
Yeah. It's a bit hard.
Okay. Looks like caramel, but I'm sure it's not. Oh. Holy shit. No, that is not delicious. That's all right. But
It's a
okay.
very sour taste because it's based on a yogurt.
I think I need Mongolian teeth to bite this. My Canadian teeth are too weak.
So what's the cuisine in Newfoundland?
We boil a lot of food. Like in Mongolia, you boil a lot. Also, we have a thing called Jig's dinner.
Jig's dinner.
Yeah, it's like boiled salt meat, boiled, boiled vegetables, peas pudding. Yeah, we boil everything. We just throw it in a pot and boil it.
After living almost a decade in Asia, so how you cope with Asian food?
I think I just broke my face. I love Asian food. Yeah, and Mongolia had boiled sheep's head. That was interesting. While I was playing a game with sheep ankle bones. Yeah, sucks to be a Mongolian sheep.
Yeah, because for
How are you eating that?
actually it's very delicious. I love Tseegii and I didn't eat it in a while, so
Okay, I'm gonna switch up to this. What's this called again?
Tseegii.
Enkhee?
Tseegii.
Sounds Russian.
Yes. As you said, Mongolian language is like Korean speaking Russian, right?
Yeah, like Korean speaking Russian. Well, you said it's like, I think conquering the world is easier than learning Mongolian.
Yeah.
This is good. I like this. I had fermented mare's milk, but the cold version, I didn't really like that. This is really good. I love this bread. It's delicious. What do you call this?
It's called bartak.
Bartak? Mm-hmm. It's delicious. All right, bring in the sheep's head.
Yeah. We'll not bring the sheep's head. We're gonna bring hatmag.
All right.
Taste this. It's sweet.
Okay. Okay.
It's delicious.
Oh yeah, that's different texture. That's sweet. It tastes like almost like a candy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People are just watching us eat.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Brian, Mongolia borders with China
Uh-huh.
and Canada borders with the United States of America.
Unfortunately, yeah.
How does American culture influence Canadian culture?
I think American culture influences everybody. Again, unfortunately.
Except North Korea.
Except North Korea. Well, I think even North Korea. Apparently Kim Jong-un loves his American movies. And he loves the Chicago Bulls. Seems like whatever America does, Canada's not too far behind. In Canada, we love pointing at America and saying, look how bad they are, look how bad. But Canada and America is very similar.
Let's say I want to move to Northern America.
Okay.
Why I should choose Canada?
I think people are generally nicer. It's a beautiful country. It's absolutely beautiful. America is very beautiful too. I lived in America. Again, Canada's beautiful, man. You'd love it. It's very big and grand like Mongolia. Anytime you come to Newfoundland, the hospitality is similar to Mongolia anytime.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, man. You show up anytime. We'll take care of you.
So tell me, when will you move from Bangkok to Newfoundland, and I'm gonna visit you.
Well, I'm never moving to Newfoundland. I love home. I'll always visit. I'm moving to Mongolia. I'm telling you, I have an exit strategy. As soon as it gets crazier, I'm moving to the mountains. I'm getting myself a gear. You said you can build one of these in like an hour?
Yes, you bring your friends or with your family members, with your
Right.
with your cousins, and you have a huge family, right?
Yeah, I have a big family, yeah. My father was only one of two, actually, but my mother was one of 10, so that's a pretty big family. Irish Catholic.
Irish Catholic. And so I wanted to ask you in the end, do you plan to have kids?
It's none of your damn business, Zolo. What kind of show is this? No, I'm not sure. We're not sure. Yeah, right now, we're loving life. My wife and I, we love to travel, and we get to come to beautiful places like this, so I'm not sure.
I'm waiting for your decision when you'll adopt me, that I can go to Canada.
You're adorable, Zolo. We'll adopt you. We'll start the paperwork right now. We'll do it. We'll bring you back to Canada. We'll like build a little house outside for you. Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna build a house. You're gonna build my gir, in your backyard.
Yeah, a little small one, like a dog house.
Yeah.
And put a chain on, and let you run around the yard. That's our Mongolian friend, Zolo.
Oh my God.
And we'll bring this stuff here. We'll just throw it to you. Yeah, just feed you like an animal.
Oh.
Yeah, all our racist friends can come over and have a party. No, of course not. Anytime you want to come, man. Yeah, we'll adopt you.
Thank you for coming to Mongolia, and it was a genuine pleasure to have you at Gir Talk, and I wish you all the best with your special.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thanks, man. My pleasure. It's great to be here. Love it. Baysaa.
Baysaa. How to say goodbye in Canadian?
Goodbye.
Okay.
We did it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, frozen.
Yung back offen.
Frozen tea.
Uy, eigentlich Jugendliche.